Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. It is October 31st at noontime Eastern. It is the Friday before Labor Day weekend. And honestly, I don't expect a lot of people to be watching this live and really watching it more on a replay. So I am Jen Ockman. If you're just wandering by and seeing me live, I am a former Run on Duncan gal turned integrative health practitioner, holistic health coach, and I'm here to do 30 days of LinkedIn Lives, really focused on some fantastic topics around women's health. And it is a beautiful day here in Atlanta. We're so lucky the hurricane bypassed us. It's a lot cooler today, which is nice. We're not in the high 90s. We're only supposed to be around 82. And so this morning, I took some time off and I went to my regular lifting class, but then I treated myself a little self-care and went to red light therapy and got some compression therapy and washed the hair because ladies, there's no washing the hair every day, right? Which is why it's kind of wet still in a ponytail. But hey, it's the Friday before Labor Day weekend. Hey, Kathleen, thanks so much for joining. So yeah, taking a little bit easy today. And but I wanted to say hi to everybody. I wanted to still come on live because we started a really important topic yesterday, and I want to make sure that we cover it all the way through. Hi, Shafiq. Thanks so much for joining. So really what I'm talking about yesterday and today is chronic stress, right? The title was basically how to de-stress and lose 2 gene sizes and feel fabulous, right? Because who doesn't want that? In fact, I had a client who I mentioned yesterday who was so excited because when she had finished my 90-day signature program, she said that, guess what? I went to the doctor's office and I've lost 30 pounds since I've seen him last, and I don't have to go on blood pressure medication, which is phenomenal, right? I mean, because come on, high blood pressure, it's endemic, right? And stress is causing high blood pressure, heart disease, stroke, diabetes, all the things. So, and these are all really lifestyle diseases. And so when we can control our lifestyle factors and we lose weight and we make ourselves more healthy, I mean, isn't that what we're really looking for? Come on. And beside of that, we want to feel fabulous. We want to feel healthy. We want to feel sexy. I feel like people are afraid to say that, which is ridiculous because every woman I talk to, especially, because I focus more on 40 plus, and a lot of my clients are in their 50s, and we talk a lot about feeling good and feeling sexy and feeling desirable. And if you are a LinkedIn creeper, I don't want to hear a peep from you on this go live. Okay. I'm talking to my ladies here. So it's true though. I mean, I'm going to be 50 years old in October and I want to feel fabulous. Why shouldn't I? Why shouldn't I? I'm going to get a t-shirt made up, 50 and Fabulous, right? I'll be wearing it all through Europe. So today we are actually doing a part 2 and part 3, I think I'll squeeze in, where we're talking about impacts of chronic stress and how it makes us feel. Okay, so I'm going to be sharing some slides. I'm not going to go through a whole presentation. This is actually, I've taken some of this from a masterclass that I did back at the beginning of the summer. And actually, I'm working on a brand new masterclass that hopefully I will be ready to go live the second week of September, which I'm really excited about. But let's get into this today. So first of all, does everybody believe, even if you're on the replay, I want you commenting on this. I want you asking questions, right? I want you dialoguing here because I want to connect with you. I want to answer your questions. I want to help you get more healthy. So would you say, I guess on a scale of 1 to 10 on a day-to-day basis, how stressed are you? Go ahead and drop that in the comments. Come on, drop it on there. You're so right. Leaders must feel health, wealth, rich with abundance. Shafiq, yes, I love that. Please go ahead though and drop your numbers in there, because what I said going into this broadcast is that if you're a 6 or over, you need to be paying attention to this, right? 5, Kathleen, you're doing great, girl. Shafiq, 2, Low stressed. That's fantastic. Where are all my stressed out people? Hopefully you're relaxing for the Labor Day weekend, right? But I'm going to catch you after the weekend on the replay. So let's get into this a little bit. I'm going to switch around on some of these slides because, again, just to kind of reset the stage here, reset the room. Most women come to me, they are exhausted, not just tired, they're fatigued, like bone deep fatigued. They're tired. They're having to take naps in the afternoon. They have no energy to do anything, but they want to. They want to feel productive. They want to get things done. They don't want to feel so burned out all the time. Alexis, for some reason, you cannot see that as a 6. Hey, yeah, for some reason, I do not see Alexis. There you are. Thanks so much. So the other thing is weight gain, right? And weight gain is definitely can be a part of getting older, especially for women once we're getting into perimenopause and menopause. And I'm definitely going to be doing some shows specifically on those topics in the next couple of weeks. But really, it just seems like kind of overnight, you're like 5 to 10 pounds up. You're like, what happened? What happened, right? Totally crazy. And you could already be, I hope this view is okay. I like this better. You could already be maybe 20 pounds heavier than you want. And then boom, it just kind of happens. It's definitely hormonal related to stress, okay? Related to other hormone changes. But then the last thing is brain fog. Right? You are so tired and you are so stressed out. You cannot keep your meetings straight, your kids' play dates and practices and events and your husband's schedule and the doctor's appointments and your parents' appointments. This is the reality of how we're living. And when you think about it this way, our bodies, evolution, super slow, right? So do you think that our bodies have advanced, have, from an evolution perspective, have changed where we can deal with all this chronic stress coming at us all the time? Who believes that? Anyone? Drop me a yes or no in there. Do you think that our bodies right now are set up to just run? No, they're not. They're not. So we have got to pay attention. And I think it is really, really important to, sorry, I'm just switching the slides here. So it's really, really important to give our body what it needs. As an integrative health practitioner, I look at the whole person and I think about, okay, what are the nutrients we need to restore? What are the toxins we need to reduce? What is that root cause that we need to fix? And I help you help your body heal itself. Okay. I don't write a prescription. That's conventional medicine. This is different. And for things like weight gain is a symptom that your body is out of balance. It is. It doesn't just mean that you're, sitting on the couch every night watching Netflix, drinking wine. Now, it can be some of that, but that's not the only reason, especially when you have that type of weight gain where you wake up and it's just like, oh my gosh, what happened? All of a sudden, I cannot zip these pants and I know I could wear them a month ago. Okay. So what I'm going to talk about here, I know there's a lot on this slide. So HPA Axis Dysfunction. I talked about blood sugar yesterday, just a quick recap. HPA Axis Dysfunction, we're talking about your hypothalamus, your pituitary gland, and your adrenals. This whole thing is part of your central nervous system, right? So you have your SNS. Think about that as your sympathetic nervous system. That is your fight or flight, right? We are in high gear at this point. And then you have your PNS, which is your parasympathetic nervous system, which is your rest and relax. So as a quick review, when your body, when your brain, your hypothalamus signals your pituitary and adrenals to get into action because something's going wrong, boom, what happens? Cortisol spikes. Blood sugar, glucose is released into your bloodstream. That's why it's called blood sugar. And insulin that's released from your pancreas is like this key that unlocks your cells so it can grab that energy and use it for fuel to move your body, to run away from the bear in the woods, to hopefully deal with all the emails. Okay. Once the danger is over, the signal goes back up the other side of the chain to your PNS, your parasympathetic nervous side. Rest and relax. It says, hey, we're cool. It's okay. We're out of danger. So this whole thing about stress causing all these negative impacts on our body is really about our bodies not feeling safe. Not feeling safe. And so this reaction, again, evolutionary. This was to protect us when we had to run away from the bear or, the big mammoth or whatever it is, right? But when we're chronically stressed all the time and we're not burning off this energy because our butt's in a chair, right? We're not burning it off. All this extra glucose, if it's not used, it gets stored as fat for fuel. And after a while, the other thing that can happen is there's so much glucose in our blood that our insulin really just kind of can't keep up, and it kind of throws up our hands and says, you know what? I'm sorry. It's like when you try your key fob for your car and the car door won't open. Okay. This is insulin resistance. This is why we always talk about blood sugar and insulin with type 2 diabetes. Because if you keep being insulin resistant, you develop metabolic conditions, then yes, this is a precursor to getting type 2. Okay. Hey, Catherine, thanks for joining. Oh, definitely watch the replay and watch yesterday too. So I'm so excited there's people on today. I thought I would be all by myself. So this is why we need to watch chronic stress, because number one, the impact on blood sugar. Basically, stress is making us fat. Stress is making us insulin resistant, and this can lead to type 2 diabetes. Okay. So today I wanted to talk about, so that was a good recap. Kathleen, how'd I do? You've seen this message a few times. So, wow, we got some more graphs here. Okay. Let's talk about our thyroid. Okay. So again, we have our central nervous system and HPA axis, right? Hypothalamus, pituitary, adrenals. We also have something called the HPT axis, hypothalamus, pituitary, thyroid. Now, remember, this whole thing really is about hormones, but people always just think about sex hormones, right? So I talked about sex hormones yesterday, right? And I'll do a quick recap too. Thanks, Kathleen. So I'll do a quick recap on that too. Insulin is a hormone. Thyroid, it's a gland, but it's also a hormone, right? When our body is feeling safe, we are in balance. Everybody's doing their thing. We're working, we sleeping good, we're burning off calories, right? Our metabolism is roaring along. But when one thing gets out of balance, the whole thing could get out of whack, okay? It's like your body is this big symphony, right? A symphony orchestra, which can be absolutely fantastic. I'm going to go see the symphony when I go to Austria and Vienna in October. So excited. But if somebody's having an off day and the violin section is feeling a little cranky, what's that piece of music going to sound like? It's going to be terrible, right? Same thing in our body, same thing with our hormones. And most women come to me with some sort of autoimmune issue, and almost all of them either have hypothyroidism or their functional labs are telling them that they're trending towards hyperthyroidism. Okay? Did something happen? I don't know what you mean. Kathleen, can everybody see? Can you guys drop a thumbs up? Can you guys see me? Kathleen, as far as I can tell, everybody's live. Catherine, Umesh, Shafiq, Alexis, can you guys all still see? I got to keep rolling. The timer's still on. So hopefully I'm not by myself. So when you can, guys, just drop something. If you're soon to Europe, please do visit London too. Oh, been to London multiple times. It's wonderful. So here's what we're doing now. So we've got a big chronic stress situation going on here. One of the other interesting things that their hypothalamus in our brain does. Thank you, Alexis. I appreciate that. Thank you, Shafiq. So it basically sends a signal to our pituitary gland, and the pituitary sends a signal to our thyroid. Now, TSH is thyroid stimulating hormone, okay? That is then converted to T4, which is converted to T3. T3 is the usable hormone, usable thyroid hormone for our body. Now, under times of chronic stress, our pituitary gland, right? TSH is just being produced. But under times of chronic stress, the pituitary gland can send a signal that interrupts the conversion of T4 to T3. So what that means is we're not getting enough usable thyroid. It's low. So our TSH is still producing because it knows we need it, but because we're under chronic stress, it's kind of shutting things down. Because think about it. If you are, I said on this chart, think of Naked and Afraid. Anybody seen that stupid show? I'm sorry. I think it is ridiculous. I would never get naked on TV and go run around and try and build a shelter. Okay. I'm from Maine. I'm very familiar with bugs and insects and all the things. And I ran around like crazy out in the woods when I was a kid. But I was clothed. Thank you. I was clothed, naked and afraid. So what happens? First couple days on Naked and Afraid, they're fine. They're running around. They're doing shelter. They're finding water. They're doing the thing. After a while, though, the show gets really boring, right? Why does it get so boring? Because they're just laying around all the time. They're laying around all the time because they don't have enough food. They're not resting well. Their body is feeling unsafe. So what happens? Your metabolism slows down, slows to a crawl because it's trying to conserve energy. It's trying to conserve energy. So what does that mean? You're tired. It's going to, if you're giving it calories, it's going to hold on to every calorie it can. Weight gain. This is also one of the reasons why when women are having a hard time getting pregnant, they say you really do have to relax. Why? Because when your body is feeling unsafe, either because it's running away from the bear in the woods or you're not getting enough calories, then your body is going to deprioritize any activities that don't have to do with keeping you safe. So what don't you need then? You don't need to get pregnant then. Your body's not feeling safe? Well, it's not time to start a beautiful new human being growing in your body, right? You're running away from a bear in the woods. Well, you're not stopping to eat then, right? So slows down digestive function, right? Chronic stress has a massive impact on all the functions of the body, all the functions. And I know I skipped it and I kept saying I was going to kind of relook at hormones real quick. We've got some time. And if you guys have questions, drop them in the chat. I want to hear from you. So yesterday, what I talked about from a sex hormone perspective is this. So when we're talking about stress and how it can do something called the cortisol steal, some of y'all might have heard about that. Okay. So what I want you to think about it in a way is like a big pie, right? We're all used to pie charts. We're in operations and business and all the things, right? So pregnenolone is the mother of all hormones. That creates hormones going down two separate pathways, our stress hormone pathway and our sex hormone pathway, right? The stress pathway, pregnenolone is creating progesterone, and then it creates cortisol. The sex pathway, you're creating DHEA, dihydroepiandrosterone. That's why we say DHEA, and testosterone and estrogen. Now, when the body's feeling safe, what did I say? It's like an orchestra. Everything is in balance, right? Everybody's feeling happy. So everybody gets their equal piece of pregnenolone to make the associated downstream hormones. Make sense? Somebody gives me a thumbs up? Jen, yeah, you're on track. Okay. Again, I'm trying to make this sciencey stuff is a little bit fun. Okay. So you got to see this chick with this bow and arrow in the picture. Think about Katniss from the Hunger Games. Okay. So Katniss, I volunteer as Tribune, right? She saves her sister. She goes into this hideously barbaric contest where people from all these districts are killing themselves and somebody's going to be the victor. So she's literally running around in the woods, right? She is super stressed. When that happens, the body is calling for more cortisol because more cortisol is causing all that other stuff we just talked about to happen. So that means that cortisol production is taking a bigger piece of the pie, a bigger piece of pregnenolone. Where's it going to take it from first? It's going to take it from progesterone production. What does that mean? That means progesterone is lower. What happens when you have progesterone lower than estrogen? You get a condition called estrogen dominance, even if your estrogen is already low because you're in perimenopause or menopause. So here's the thing. When you're getting conventional labs from your doctor, usually if you ask them to run a hormone panel, they're telling you, here's my estradiol, here's my testosterone, here's my androgen, right? But they're not always giving you the ratios. And the ratios are really what's important when it comes to understanding, do I have estrogen dominance? Do I have PCOS? PCOS is testosterone dominant, right? So at first, cortisol is just going to be pulling and stealing the portion of pregnenolone from progesterone. But over time, it's going to preferentially get more and more pregnenolone. What does that mean? That means sex hormones could be lowered across the board. What does that mean? Low libido, hot flashes, all the symptoms. And there are more symptoms than you think. Like when I do the series on perimenopause, you're going to be like, holy smokes, I had no idea I felt like this. And it was probably because of perimenopause. The strangest stuff. The list can go on forever. So when you are chronically stressed, you are deregulating your sex hormones to a significant degree. Okay. And if you notice, every one of these things, weight gain is a symptom. So you could be doing your best to be eating healthy. You could be doing your best to get your walks in. Walking is so underrated when it comes to health and weight loss. You could be doing your absolute best. But if you're chronically stressed, the scale's not going to budge in a lot of cases. So that's why when women come to me and enroll with me in Fatigue to Fabulous, one of the main pillars of the program is dealing with stress and teaching great habits so that you are getting not just your fight or flight on all the time, but you're taking that reverse reaction, right, from your HPA axis Dysfunction. You're taking that reverse reaction up. So you're activating your parasympathetic nervous side, that rest and relax. Okay, so we're on the rest and relax slide now, right? Look at that beach. Hopefully there's lots of our friends at the beach this weekend. I wish I was there for sure. So what are some of the things that you like to do to relax? Drop some in the chat. I want to know, give me a couple things that you love to do. And activating your parasympathetic nervous side is basically doing anything that makes you feel happy, safe, and loved. So what makes you feel happy, safe, and loved? Give me some comments. I'm going to take a quick drink. Okay, I'm going to give you a few because I know there's a delay in the broadcast. So happy, safe, and loved. I love to go for a walk. I love to read a great book. I love to go get red light therapy. That's going to be another episode, I keep promising. I love to take an Epsom salt bath. I love to talk to a friend. Go laugh. Go have a great time. I love to cuddle with my hubby and watch a movie, right? All great things to help you relax. I like to do some deep breathing. Okay. Now, these things aren't necessarily you're able to do during the middle of a workday though, right? Depends. You working at the office, you're not, all the things. So what can you do though? Because you need to take breaks in your day. And sometimes you don't have time for big breaks. You know, I remember when I was working at GE, it was meeting after meeting after meeting after meeting after meeting. Ah! Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your phone and you're going to set a couple alarms on it. And you're going to set alarms for every couple hours throughout the day. And when that alarm goes off, you're not going to ignore it. You're not going to snooze it. You are going to gracefully extract yourself from whatever situation that you are in. And you're going to go and you're going to take a little break. The easiest thing to do is to sit feet flat on the floor, hands on your lap, close your eyes, and do 1 minute of deep breathing. And it's best I like the technique. There's many techniques, right? I like the technique where you breathe in for 5 seconds, hold it, and then you breathe out for 7 and making the noise. noise. That whooshing noise, it soothes us. It soothes our nervous system. It's very similar to how when we were a baby in the womb, we would hear our mother's heartbeat. And that's calming, right? Talk about feeling happy, safe, and loved, right? What better time? So let's take a minute, and I want, or not a minute, but take it and do at least one series. Okay, so go ahead, sit straight, hands on your lap. Everybody breathe in for 5 seconds. Hold it. I feel calmer already. Now, Apple Watch has got a mindfulness app that you can click on anytime to do some breathing exercises. But just doing that for a minute just calms your nervous system right down. It's such a good thing to do. Another thing you can do is what I like to call is an exercise snack, where you get up, take 5 minutes, go walk around, go do some squats, go do some push-ups, go check the mail, go do anything to get your head clear. And especially do this, like, what if you've had a super stressful situation with work? You have a coworker, which you're just at your limit with, right? Because that never happens. Maybe it's your boss, maybe it's one of your employees, right? Whatever it is, you got to snap that focus. You got to calm that nervous system down. It's a great time to take a little break, right? Go walk it off. And then when you come, but don't call a friend there. I always say that. Don't call a friend there. Don't call another coworker, because you're just going to about the whole situation, and you're going to spiral all yourselves back up again. I know. I used to do that in my 20s all the time before I knew better. So go take a walk, go chill. So all these things are simple things. They're simple to do. And so unfortunately, they're also simple not to do. So I know a lot of people, no matter how much I talk about this, will not make these changes. So give me a thumbs up or a fire sign in the chat. Does this resonate? Are you guys feeling this? Do you believe me? Do you think this is helpful to you? I want to see that. I want to see your questions too. So again, I mentioned this is one of the things that I really focus on a lot, is understanding stress, because your body holds on to stress for a long period of time. Even if you've had a stressful situation or transition that's happened in the last 6 to 12 months, it's still impacting you now. Your body remembers. What if you suffered a physical injury in some way? Your body remembers. Your body remembers all things, all trauma that happens to us. And sometimes we hold onto those things, and we have to address them. If we want to make change, if we want to lose weight, if we want to help our health, if we want to fit into our clothes, if we want to feel sexy, if we just want to feel more in control, right? So the ladies that I work with in Fatigue to Fabulous, I give them that. And some of them, to be honest, this was me. I relate to this a lot. I'm so tired of making decisions all the time. I want somebody else to make some decisions, right? I get people that come to me all the time, Jen, I don't have time to figure this out for myself. I am so busy running my company, right? Running my division, getting my business off the ground. I don't have time to figure that. I want you to tell me what to do, and I will do it. I love that. Girl, those are my favorite clients. So, but seriously, I have a plan. Over 12 weeks, you can make significant healthy change with your body. And the doors to Fatigue to Fabulous are open right now. I am enrolling for September. And when you think about it, September, October, November, boom, you're done. You roll into December. You've got great new healthy habits. You're eating better. You're feeling good in your clothes. You can then, and you know how to handle the stress of the holidays, because the holidays are great, but they're also super stressful. You get the weird uncles and the weird relatives that show up. I'm sorry, it happens, right? You're trying to get presents. You're trying to give the perfect Christmas. Does anybody else love that movie, Bad Moms? Oh my gosh, that movie is hilarious, right? So you're trying to do and be all these things. How about you go into that season equipped with the tools to handle it all, so that you're not stress eating, so you're not stress drinking. You can still enjoy the fun things. You can still have your favorite Christmas cocktail, right? You can focus on getting year-end closed, because all that's still going on too, right? But your eating is dialed in. You have a plan, you have tools. You can even keep losing some weight, or at least you're not gaining the 5 to 10 pounds that most people gain over the holidays, right? So this is the perfect time to join. So here's what I want you to do. After this, I want you to send me a DM. Ladies, send me a DM. We'll set up time to talk. You and I will chat. I'll learn, I'll dig in. I want to know about your goals. I want to know about your habits, what you're feeling, what you really want to accomplish. We'll lay out the program and we'll decide if you're a good fit. And if you are, we'll move forward from there and we'll figure out the plan. So thank you so much. I'm at 30 minutes. I really, really appreciate all of you joining me today. Just remember, take some time to relax this weekend. Take care of yourself. Your nervous system shouldn't be so nervous, right? Thank you guys all so much, and I look forward to seeing you next week. I will be popping on Monday, even though it's Labor Day, because we got a lot of our friends outside the US that will be working. So take care, and I'll see you all next week.